The bin that I put all of my beauty empties in is full again, so it's time to take out the trash. But before I throw it away, let's go through it and see the products that I used up in the past few months. The last beauty empties I did was at the beginning of February. The last makeup empties I did was at the beginning of January. I'm now combining all of my empties into one video, so let's get into it. In no particular order and not organized in any way other than we'll do beauty empties first and then makeup. The first thing I used up was this Dial Marula Oil Body Wash. It wasn't my favorite body wash, wasn't my favorite scent, and I felt like it was a little bit drying, especially for the winter time. So probably won't repurchase this one. Used up this Skintimates Shave Gel in Raspberry Rain. I have since switched to a shave oil, and so for that reason I won't repurchase this because I do enjoy the shave oil better than this. If I were still using shave gels, this one is just fine, and I really do like the scent of it, but I like the shave oil better. By the way, if you've never watched one of my empties before, we have extremely hard water. We're on a well, and I do not clean my products before I show them to you. If you've watched any of my other empties, then you will know that the L'Oreal Elvive is my absolute favorite shampoo and conditioner. I try other things, and I always come back to these. Use either the Extreme, the Total Repair Extreme, or the Total Repair Regular. It's just really whichever ones I happen to grab. But so I used up both a conditioner and a shampoo. They didn't get used up at the same time, but I did use them both within the time frame of this empties video. I have a Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Hemp Almond Castile Soap. I used this for washing my brushes, but it's not my favorite brush wash. My favorite soap for washing my brushes is the Clear Neutrogena Cleansing Bar. Works better than anything. Like I said, I had this, I've used baby shampoo, I've tried just, regular ivory soap, whatever, but that Neutrogena cleansing bar, the clear cleansing bar for like $2, the best. Cleans the makeup brushes completely, and it's gentle, and it's so easy because you can just rub your brush on the bar of soap and then onto your brush cleaning mat, rinse it, and they're done. When I use a liquid, I always use way too much. And so when I ran out of this, I bought another one of those, and I'm just going to stick with that. Had a little travel size of Not Your Mother's Clean Freak dry shampoo, and kind of did like this, but I haven't actually been using dry shampoo lately. I think I finally trained my hair that it only needs to be washed every other day and not get to be looking like a greasy pit. So don't really need the dry shampoo anymore. But when I did use it, I did like it. So, skincare. I used the C-firma by Drunk Elephant. I received this from Jen Phelps in the 100,000 subscriber giveaway that she sent, and I really did like this vitamin C serum. Did have a little trouble with the delivery system because it kept getting gunked up. I had to take it apart and run it under warm water to get it to pump out without like shooting and spraying everywhere. It was kind of a mess, not gonna lie. But I'm not going to spend Drunk Elephant prices on skincare, so when this was gone, I went ahead and got the Timeless Vitamin C, and because it was my first order, or I don't know what it was, but it was actually, I got it cheaper than the normal price, and I will continue to purchase the Timeless because I really like that vitamin C. Also in skincare, I used up one of my agency bottles, and my formula is tretinoin 0.05%, dexpanthenol 1%, tranexamic acid 5%, and niacinamide 4%. If you use agency, they create a formula specifically for you, depending on your skincare needs. And I have been using agency. It'll be 3 years in June. Really had trouble. Not this bottle, but the one before, we went from 0.035 to 0.05, and my skin has had a lot of trouble adjusting to that change. So I am really only using this 2 to 3 times a week because my skin just can't handle more than that. It gets flaky. I kind of have a dry patch right here right now. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'm hoping that the lights have washed it out. It just looks so dry and textured, and the whole point of this is to make your skin look better. So if it's not looking better, I kind of have to ask myself, what am I doing here? I know that it's a long game with skincare, and so I don't have any desire to push myself to use a higher strength than my skin wants to use. And so I have recently, I'm waiting for it to come in, purchased the e.l.f. retinol cream, and I'm going to try using that in between and see if between that and this one I can increase the number of days that I use this and kind of decrease that one, but we'll see. I'll keep you updated. The key here is just listen to your skin. And so when my skin is like, no more retinol, I just use more emollient moisturizers and facial oils and things like that, and then use the retinol when I feel like my face can handle it. Speaking of my face handling things, I have this Ordinary AHA 30%, BHA 2%. This is the one that's red, and when you put it on, it looks a little bit like a crime scene on your face. Well, this has gotten old. I've had this for quite some time, and apparently some of it has maybe evaporated because I put this on, and this was several months ago now. It's been sitting on my counter needing to be thrown away for a long time. But I put it on, and it will tingle anyway if it's new, and it'll tingle. But it burned, and I could not wait. I mean, I immediately washed it off, and I was like, oh, yep, that needs to go in the trash. So throwing that away. I got as a gift in an elf order the Holy Hydration Keep Your Balance Toner, and I used that. It has hyaluronic acid, witch hazel, and aloe, and I like using a toner before I put on my vitamin C and my morning serums, because having your face damp helps it to absorb your skincare. And so I use a toner to dampen my face before I put my skincare on, and this one was perfectly fine. This Accure Vitamin C Brightening Jelly Mask is just kind of dried out. I got this in friend mail. Pretty sure it was from Leanna Dalton. If I mixed that up, then I apologize to the person who did send it to me, but I think it was Leanna. It's a put it on, let it sink in for 10 minutes, and then wash it off kind of mask, and I used it a couple of times, but the last little bit that was in there has dried out, so I'm going to throw that away. A Hask Curl Care 5-in-1 leave-in spray. I got this when Ulta was having a sale on Hask products, and they were like 50% off or something. I didn't like this. I used it by mixing it in with my Not Your Mother's All Eyes on Me, that is my favorite leave-in, so that I could use it up, but I won't repurchase it. I colored my hair once and used this box of L'Oreal Excellence Cream in the color 8 Medium Blonde. This is pretty close to what my natural color was before I started going gray. So I just use this. It does a great job covering the grays. It is not harsh, at least I don't think so, on my hair. And this one actually now comes with a shampoo as well for you to use right after you color your hair. And then it also has the deep conditioner, and they've added ceramides to it. So I think it does a really good job covering my grays, and I like the color that it gives me. The La Roche-Posay Lipikar Eczema Soothing Relief Cream with colloidal oatmeal. This is pretty much gone. I took the top off, and there's maybe one more use down in there. This is a really, really good lotion. I do have eczema on my arms and my legs, and in the wintertime it gets really dry and flaky. And so this was a super emollient, thick lotion that I would put on my legs and arms at night when I went to bed. Really enjoyed it. Probably won't need it for summertime, but I will definitely repurchase it if the eczema is still an issue next winter. And then I bought this Amlactin Daily 12% Lactic Acid Moisturizing Lotion to kind of help with exfoliating some of that dry skin. I went to use it a couple weeks ago, and it just really smelled off. So there is about this much left in it, but I am throwing it away because I think it's gone off. So those are my beauty empties, and now let's move into the makeup. Very quickly, if you're new here, last year I did a project called PUD, Project Use Up the Dribs and Drabs, and in that I looked for products in my inventory that had just a small amount left, put them in a basket 5 at a time, and focused on trying to use them up. As I used up one, I'd move it out and put another one in, and by doing that, I used up some 60 plus makeup products last year. And so I'm not doing that as a separate project anymore, but I still do have a basket that I toss products in that I want to focus on using them up and getting them out. But I'm not going to keep track of what I started with, what rolled in, all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to show you the empties and then show you what I'm working on. So one of the things in here is this e.l.f. HD Under Eye Powder, and I finished all of that. I'm going to keep this little container because it's great for traveling. The Essence 16-Hour Cover and Last Powder Foundation. I bought this, whoops, there went the sponge. I bought this in August of last year when we were on vacation, and I finished this up like in February. It was almost gone in my last update, and it didn't take very long to use it up. I am going to repurchase this. I have the intention of doing a full face of Essence products, so when I purchase for that, I will get another one of these. 2 brow pencils. I used up the Morphe Micro Brow Pencil in Biscotti. This was a perfect color for me. Really liked it, would definitely repurchase it if I have the opportunity to do so. Also used up the Moira Precision Brow Pencil in Taupe, also a really good color. Right now I have a lot of brow pencils that are not good colors for me. I'm working on going through my inventory, doing declutters, just did my foundations and concealers. I will post that one up here in the cards if you haven't seen it. I'm looking forward to getting to my brow products and getting those colors out. Some of them are too warm because I did last year go through a phase where I had a little bit more red in my hair, and they were good then, but they're not now. What else do we have here? A couple of dead sponges. Not really fond of the shape of this one. It was a little harder to use than I thought it might be. So the sponges are out. I used up a lip gloss. This e.l.f. Lip Plumping Gloss in Champagne Glam is gone. I can just kind of swirl the last little bit around the inside here, but I have this repurchased already because this is one of my very favorite lip glosses to use with a nude lip. I have an LA Colors bronzer. This was in Glowing, and I didn't use it up. I dropped it and it shattered, and it was a little bit of a glowy bronzer, and I actually liked it because it wasn't too warm. But what can you do when it's all over the floor? And then another Wet n Wild Brulee single eyeshadow. I actually used 2 of these last year. And then if you look at the one I'm using right now, I have to be careful because it did break. It's got a pretty good dent in it too. So I think 2 of these a year is kind of my track record here. But they're only 98 cents. So, you know, it's not a big deal if I use one up. And then the Benefit Gimme Brow. I think this is an 03, but it's all rubbed off, so I can't really tell. And I could probably keep using it, but I've had it for a really long time and there's just really not very much in there. And I have the Essence Make Me Brow that I use more frequently because I don't have to work quite so hard to get it out. So I am declaring this to be done. Not including the sponges, I have 8 makeup products in my empties this month. The products that I'm working on, I still have the NYX Born to Glow. I really thought I'd have this done by the time that this next update came around, and I probably only have a couple more uses in here, but there was more in here than I thought there was. The LA Girl Pro Prep HD Primer. I forgot that this was supposed to be in my PUD basket, and I guess I must have tossed it back in my primer drawer, because when I was reviewing the last edition of this PUD update, I was like, oh, that was supposed to be in my basket, and it's not in my basket. But I had brought in this e.l.f. Luminous Matte Makeup Primer, and this one has been discontinued, but I really liked this primer, and I have on order, it should be here this week, the primer that they came out with in their Good Times collection, and I'm wondering if it isn't this primer, but in the Good Times tube. And so I'm keeping the last little bit that's in here so that I can compare those 2 primers, and I'll let you know. And then I'm working on using up the CoverGirl Clean Fresh Pressed Powder, and you can see that I've got significant pan in there. I like this powder. It's a really nice setting powder, and so I'm just going to focus on getting that one out of my powder collection. Primers and powders are next up on my declutter schedule, and so that'll be coming up in the next week or 2. If you want to make sure you see that, make sure you're subscribed, notifications are turned on, you know the drill. If you like Empties videos, don't forget to give me a thumbs up too. And the 5th item that I added to the Use It Up basket is this LA Colors Browie Wowie pencil in light medium. This is actually a pretty good color, but I just really don't like these thicker brow pencils. This one has that wedge shape, or it has the wedge shape when it's brand new. Once you use it, it never has that sharp point again that helps you to get those hair-like strokes at the front and the tail end of your brows. But this one I did the full face of LA Colors, and so I just want to use it up and get it out of there, but I really do prefer a micro brow pencil. That's my trash. If you like Empties, give it a thumbs up. If you got time to stick around, watch that video over there. If not, I will see you in my next one. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye-bye.